I was on the back of his Harley when we rode alongside the Red Rocks in Las Vegas. I newly transitioned from California and was extremely overwhelmed by the years of masquerading melancholy. It was only weeks until I chose to walk alone. Just beneath the confusion, sorting through emotional depths and despair, I had become my darkness. The dark night of the soul is an interesting journey that many people encounter. This is the experience of losing a loved one, maybe a career ending, maybe a prolonged period of stress or emotional repression, and it bubbles to the surface to bring you to your knees so that you can maybe look at yourself in a different light. But it's only in this intense weight that a person feels like they're losing a sense of themselves, like reality is completely distorted and everything that they once lived by and believed in no longer had meaning. It no longer made sense. The dark night of the soul is something that is extremely heavy, and it can be a little overwhelming when the outside world seems to continue at its own pace, but you're left by yourself wondering, when will this end? And what is this that I'm experiencing? In today's video, I wanted to bring forward this book, The Dark Night of the Soul, in case you are experiencing something similar to what I just brought forward. Thomas More goes into just really simplistic details as to what you may be experiencing, but he dabbles in a little bit of archetypes and just different mythological stories that you can find resonance in, being that it may be exactly what you are going through right now. So, what is the dark night of the soul? It's hard to say because everyone experiences it differently, but I will say that this is a prolonged time in someone's life. It's not just a moment of, oh, I've released this part of myself, this part of me has died, an ego death. No, this is an initiation into a new life, into more of a calloused version of yourself. Thomas More talks about there being darkness within a person that they had to kind of acquire through this loss, through this very heavy experience. And this darkness, when it's really experienced, um, it can feel as though it's almost eating away at you. But the darkness, what he encourages you to do is to really let the darkness speak, almost let it guide you, let it be something that you learn more about yourself within. Because being able to produce and to be a person that is only light and happy with a very specific persona that is very simplified, maybe very routine like, this is, a certain way of life that is kind of cyclical. And what happens as we encounter our development is that we have to go through these moments of breaking and of transitioning. And it's kind of those, what is it called? It's like you're moving past the threshold. It's that moment of going to the other side, but you have to experience that resistance, and maybe that is the heaviness, and that darkness is going to give you the callous, the complexity, the understanding of the heaviness of life, because it is not all light, it is not all love and excitement and happy. No, it is heavy. And when a person goes through such turmoil, this gives just a small callus to them. And it's quite unfortunate what we do have to experience of whatever the callus is. But, it's interesting because there's compassion in this, to know what a person goes through. Man, I can't believe I'm about to say this far into this video. If you're still here, then you're about to hear a treat for what I want to share. My dark night of the soul began with emotional distress, we'll say. It prolonged over 7 years, and it ended with my most recent partner passing away. And with his passing away, it was a coming out of the heaviness to experience that there is still life. There is still, vitality, and there's so much that is here. I won't go too deep into his story, and I don't need to, but this experience could leave someone maybe more stuck in the darkness, but the dark night of the soul calls you to utilize this heaviness and to give it an expression in such a way that you allow your heart to be seen, you allow your heaviness to be seen, but let it be in a creative and giving way that you can see this part of yourself coming to life. It's quite interesting, your darkness coming to life because you have gone through, or maybe you're in the heaviness. I'm not sure what you're experiencing, but I can say that this heaviness or this confusion, there's greater meaning to it. And I invite you to maybe discover in your own way what that meaning is. What light can you bring into the dark, or how can you express the dark to feel the lightness of this? I hope that I have supported you in this video. I'm not quite sure. Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video.